Good evening, students.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah. Look at the next problem. There are two opposite charged particles that oscillate about their mean equilibrium position in the free space with what frequency? 10 power 9 hertz. What is the velocity, wavelength corresponding to this electromagnetic wave? You know that electromagnetic wave travels with the speed of light, isn't it? So how to calculate the frequency then? What's the formula for frequency nu? Nu is equal to C divided by lambda. What is C? 3 into 10 power 8. Lambda you have to calculate. What is the frequency they have given? 10 power 9. So what is lambda from this? 3 into 10 power 8 by 10 power 9. So 3 I will keep as it is. When 9 comes to numerator, it becomes what? 8 minus 9. What is 8 minus 9? Minus 1. So what is 3 into 10 power minus 1? 0.3 meter. So the wavelength corresponding to this wave is 0.3 meter. Five thousand 5890 to 5896. Sodium. You know that sodium belongs to a visible light. It's a basic concept. 5000, 3000, 4000, 4000 to 8000 lies in visible region. So visible region lies between actually 3800 angstrom to 7800 angstrom. This is the wavelength range in visible. Wavelength range in visible. So it belongs to visible. A beam of monochromatic light is incident on one face of an equilateral prism. Equilateral prism means what is A value? 60 degree. It is incident at one angle of incidence I, that is 55, and the angle of emergence, let it be E, that is 46 degree. What is the angle of minimum deviation? You know that the deviation is given by the formula I plus E minus A. So I is 55 plus 46 minus 60. Delta will be equal to how much? 55 plus 46 minus 60. That is almost 41 degree. So deviation is 41 degree, but this is not minimum deviation, it is some deviation. But minimum deviation is less than which degree? Minimum deviation must be less than 41 degree. So it should be less than 41 degree. So minimum deviation should be always less than the given deviation. So minimum deviation must be less than 41 degree. In a single slit diffraction experiment, width of the slit is made double the original line. And intensity of the central diffraction bond becomes n times the original intensity. What is the find out the value of n? Now you know that intensity is directly proportional to the amplitude square. Let us say initially the number of sources we don't know, Number of point source is n, n times of amplitude square. So what is n represents? N represents the number of point source. Now they are telling that the new intensity is proportional to what? It has made double the intensity, 2 times of Na whole square. It becomes double. It becomes double. When it becomes double, you know that I dash is proportional to 4 times of n into n squared a square. So I dash value will be equal to 4 times the previous intensity. N squared a squared is the initial intensity. So I dash value will be 4 times of n. So what should be the value of n then? N should be the value of 4. The logic is intensity is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. The maximum kinetic energy of the electron is E. When the incident wavelength is lambda, to increase the kinetic energy of the electron to 2E, the incident wavelength is. What is the general equation of the photoelectric equation? Total energy is equal to work function plus the kinetic energy. Let it be E. What is the work function from this? Total energy minus the kinetic energy. Now they are telling that the wavelength is changed to lambda dash when the electron energy becomes 2E. So Hc by lambda dash minus 2E. So on equating these two equations, because both are work function in the LHS. So Hc by lambda minus E is equal to Hc by lambda dash minus 2E. Or you can say E is equal to Hc by lambda dash minus Hc by lambda. Now they are asking you to find lambda dash, isn't it? So E is equal to, what happens? You have to simplify for lambda dash. Take out LCM, lambda lambda dash. So Hc lambda minus Hc lambda dash. Cross multiply, lambda lambda dash E is equal to Hc lambda minus Hc lambda dash. Shift Hc lambda dash to the LHS. Lambda lambda dash E plus Hc lambda dash is equal to Hc lambda. So if lambda dash is common, lambda E plus Hc is equal to Hc lambda. So lambda dash is equal to lambda times of Hc divided by this lambda E plus Hc, that is Hc plus lambda E. So what is lambda dash? Lambda times of Hc, that is Hc by lambda divided by E lambda plus Hc. E lambda plus Hc. So second option is the right answer. The number of photons emitted, N. What is the power? 62 watt. What is the wavelength? 4,800 angstrom. How do you define power? Power is energy by time. Energy is Hc by lambda. If there are n photons, then it is n times of Hc by lambda. Correct, no? Power is 62. I'll keep n by t as it is. You know that this hc by lambda, this energy can also be calculated by using 12400 by lambda. This lambda should be in angstrom. This shortcut formula I have given, I think, in the regular class. So energy is nothing but 12400 divided by lambda. So this is 12400 by lambda is 4800. Two zeros will get cancelled out. So 124 divided by 48. 124 divided by 48. It is almost close to 2.58, or you can take it as 2.6. This is in electron volt. So if you substitute that 2.6 electron volt to joule, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, you have to multiply. So what is n by 2? 62 divided by, what is that 2.6 into 1.6? 2.6 into 1.6 is roughly 4.16 into 10 power minus 19. So what is that 62 divided by 4.16? It is almost close to 14.9. Approximately you can take 15 into 10 power 19. Or you can take this as 1.5 into 10 power 20. So 1.5 into 10 power 20, that is option 2. One 1.5 into 10 power 20, option 2. They have given one circuit here. This is OR gate. This is connected to NAND gate. Why? Now this is telling that A, B, C. So what is A, B, C in the first case? 0, 0, 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 into 0 bar. 0 into 0 bar is 1. This is the first case. What about the second case? Second case, A and B is 1, 1. C is still 0. 1 plus 1 will be 1. 1 into 0 bar is 1. In second case also, the output will be 1, 1. So it will be 1, 1. Option 4. What's the truth table corresponding to which gate they are expecting? Which gate it is? The following truth table corresponds to, look at this, 0 into 0 or 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 1. So clearly this X tells A plus B. A plus B means which gate? OR gate. In the figure shown, what is the potential drop across the series resistor? What is the potential drop across the series resistor? This is a Zener diode, right? You know that the Zener diode is going to be used as a voltage regulator. Whatever the input voltage you are giving, that is applied voltage plus Zener voltage. Applied voltage is 120. You know what is the voltage applied over there? What is the Zener voltage they are corresponding to? The Zener voltage corresponding to is 90 volt, Zener voltage. So what is V? That is 120 minus 90. So what is 120 minus 90? 30 volts. So what is the potential across? the voltage circuit. It is 30 voltage. This is the momentum in the x-axis, and this is the momentum in the y-axis. All these things they are talking in terms of force. So I will take what is the force. You know that the force is rate of change of momentum. So what is the force acting along x-axis? 40. What is the force along y-axis? 3. 40 and 3. So how this x-axis and y-axis are acting? X-axis force is 4, y-axis force is 3. Since they are perpendicular, the resultant force should be root of 16 plus 9, that is root 25. Root 25 is 5. So what is the resultant force? 5 Newton. Net force should be 5 Newton when time is 1. When time is 1. So wait. They are expecting, which is the incorrect statement. The net force is actually 5 Newton, but they have given the net force is 7 Newton, which is wrong. The wrong statement is this, because force in y direction is 3 Newton, correct? No. Force in the x direction is 4 Newton. That is also correct. And what is the momentum in the x direction? 2. Momentum in the x direction is 2 only. So A, B, C are the correct statement. Fourth statement is the wrong statement. So they are expecting you to find the incorrect statement only. Now the two satellites S1 and S2 revolve around a planet in the same direction in the circular orbits. Their period of revolutions are 1 hour and 8 hours respectively. Radius of S1 is 10 power 4 kilometer. What is the velocity of S2 with respect to S1? Velocity of S1 with respect to, velocity of S2 with respect to S1. So they are expecting you to find the relative velocity. You know that the relative velocity is nothing but V1 minus V2. V1 is nothing but the distance covered by the time period. Distance covered divided by the time period. So 2 pi into, you can take out 2 pi common better. So R1 by T1 minus R2 by T2. Now how to simplify this? You know that one of the Kepler's law states that the time square of the time period is directly proportional to the cube of the radius. Time period is 1 by 8 whole squared. Radius is 10 power 4 by second radius, we don't know, whole cube. This is 1 divided by 64 is equal to 10 power 4 divided by R2. I will take this whole power 1 by 3 here. 64 can be taken as 4. So cube root of 64 is 4. So 4 divided by 10 power 4 into R2. So on cross multiplication, R2 value will be equal to 4 into 10 power 4 kilometer. This is R2. So if you know R1, R2, T1 and T2, can't you simplify here? It is 2 pi into, what is R1? 10 power 4. T1 is 1 hour. R2 is 4 into 10 power 4. T2 is 8. You can take out 2 pi into 10 power 4 common. 1 minus 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 is 2. 2 will get cancelled. So pi into 10 power 4 kilometer per hour. So what is the relative velocity? Pi into 10 power 4 kilometer per hour. That is the option 1. A solid sphere of radius capital R has a concentric R cavity of radius minus 4 inside it. The sphere is just floating in the water with the highest point of it touching the water surface. What's the specific gravity of the material? Now they have given the cavity radius, right? So according to the specific gravity definition, 1 minus the second radius, which is decreased by 4 by original r whole cube. This ratio is the 1 by the specific gravity. So specific gravity, 1 by specific gravity is 1 minus 1 by 64. This is 63 by 64. This is 1 by specific gravity. So if you want specific gravity, take the ratio 64 by 63. You have to remember this. "24 cells are there. Total EMF is 1.5. Total internal resistance is this. What is the maximum current? Total number of cells is m into n, that is how much? 24 cells. So m into n is 24. You know that the current is going to be maximum if m into capital R is equal to n into R, where n represents the number of cells in each row. Number of cells in each row. M represents the number of rows. So 24 cells, each EMF of 1.5 to be connected with an external resistance of 3 ohm. So M we don't know, external resistance is 3 ohm, N we don't know, internal resistance is 0.5. So 3M is equal to N by 2, or N is equal to 6M. Therefore, you know that M into N is 24, N is 6M, which is equal to 24. 6 ones are 6 fours are. So M squared is equal to 4. M is equal to root 4, that is 2. So M represents what? Number of rows. There are 2 rows. So these cells are connected. How many rows? 2 rows. So 2 rows means here 12 cells. So here 12 cells. So total how many cells? 24 cells. So 12 cells in series, like that, 2 rows in parallel. So this is how we are going to find the total number of cells. There are 2 long straight conductors with current I and I naught. They are placed along X and Y axis. What is the equation of the local of the points of zero magnetic induction is? Zero magnetic induction is. Now, zero magnetic induction means B1 vector plus B2 vector should be equal to 0. Correct, no? And you know that B is directly proportional to current and inversely proportional to the distance. So for the first case B1, it should be I divided by Y. For the second case, it is I naught divided by X. I naught by X, I by Y. Reverse it. So what is Y? I by I naught into X. Fourth option. A lens having focal length f and an aperture of diameter d forms an image of intensity I Here diameter is d by 3 in the central region of the lens that is covered by a black paper. The focal length of the lens and the intensity of image now will be respectively. Now look at the diagram. Let us say this is one aperture. The total distance is the diameter of that. You know that initial area is nothing but pi d squared by 4. Pi d squared by 4. Now it is covered with some black paper, right? It is covered with some black paper of distance d by 3. So what is this covered area? The covered area is A dash is d by 3 by 2 whole square. Diameter by 2, that will gives radius. So d by 3 by 2 whole square. That is A dash is equal to pi d squared by 36. 3 2s are 6, 6 ke square is that 36. So A dash will be equal to A divided by 9. A dash is equal to A divided by 9. So what is the remaining area? Remaining area is A minus A dash. That is 8A by 9. So intensity is directly proportional to the area. So intensity image becomes what I dash? It is 8 times of I by 9. Since area becomes 8 by 9, intensity also becomes 8 by 9 times of I. 8 by 9 times of I. So fourth option is correct. The focal length will not change, because if you cover the black paper with the lens, its focal length will remain same. Only the intensity will change. So the intensity becomes 8 times of I divided by 9. The magnetic induction at the point O in the given figure. All the wires are uniform and that lies in the XY plane. What is the magnetic field at the center O? All that are in the XY plane. Look at the diagram. This wire is moving like this, I. This is coming and it is passing the point O. There is one semicircle like this of a certain radius R. And this is going like this. Current is I and it is moving infinitely long. All wires are going to be uniform, they are talking. What is the magnetic field at the center? That is induction at the point O. What is the magnetic field at the point O? Look at this very carefully. Whenever this current is entered here, this current will split like this, and this current exactly moves over here. So something like between these 2 points, the cell is connected. Battery. So whenever the battery is connected here, the current flows at one particular point and it will exact at this particular point. So whatever the current is flowing here, the same amount of current is, same magnetic field will be produced by 3/4 arc. So what is the net magnetic field at the center? It will be 0. Because whenever the battery is connected on any circular coil. At this particular point, whatever the current flows here, the different current flows here, but the distances are related inversely. So if I calculate the net magnetic field, that net magnetic field is going to be 0. So option 1 is the right answer. Look at this. You have to do the match the following year. Table 1 is given sun, nuclear reaction. B means binding energy. Total binding energy is process is decreased, one in increased. So sun is going to be involved in the nuclear fission. You know that proton-proton cycle. So A is related to Q. Nuclear reactors related to fission. Binding energy is increased means the energy is released. So C is related to R. Binding energy decreased means energy is absorbed. So D is related to S. A is related to Q. B is related to P. C is related to R. D is related to S. So this is going to be matched with option 3. So option 3 is the right answer. A related to Q. B related to P. C related to R. D related to S. Yeah, this is also matched the following related to radioactivity. Appa. Alpha particle means helium nucleus, right? Alpha particle means helium nucleus, 2He4. So A is going to be matched with P. Beta positive particle. Beta positive particle means +1E0. This is called opposite to electron. Opposite to electron. So B is going to match with R. Gamma rays. Gamma rays is not having any involved with the particle. It is just an excited energy. So it is just an electromagnetic radiation. So C is related to Q, electromagnetic waves. Then electron capture. Electron capture means nucleus has to absorb one of its orbital electron. So D is going to be matched with S. A matches with P, B matches with R, C matches with Q, D matches with S. So which is the right option? Option 3 is the right answer. A matches with P, B matches with R, C matches with Q, D matches with S. So third option is the right answer. They have given the two statement, isn't it? One is assertion, the another one is reason. Look at the assertion statement upper. The potential difference between the plates of a charged plate capacitor can be increased without the help of the battery. Yeah, look at this. What is the potential formula? You know that it is Q by C. You know that parallel plate capacitor is given by A epsilon naught by D. So which is Q D by A epsilon naught. So the potential depends on the distance A and epsilon naught. Without increasing the potential difference of the help of the battery, just by increasing distance, by decreasing the area, you can increase the potential. So to increase the potential, it does not only depend on the battery, it depends on the other factors also like charge, distance between the plates, and area of the plates. So definitely assertion is going to be the correct statement. So assertion is true. Come to the second concept, second statement. The reason is what? The charge on isolated capacitor is conserved and capacitance can be changed. You know that the charge is always conserved. Charge is always conserved and the capacitance can be changed. Yes, definitely the capacitance can be changed. Here only you can have a look. Potential is inversely proportional to C. So by changing the potential, you can change the capacitance. So charge on the isolated capacitor is conserved. So by changing the capacitance, you can change the potential. So potential not only depend on the battery, it also depends on what? The capacitance. So definitely the reason is also going to be true. But please remember, both assertion and reason are going to be the statement or true, and reason is the correct explanation for the A. So you can take the option 4 is the answer. Now, one more question you got related to assertion and reason statement. A thin aluminum disc spinning freely about a central pivot is quickly brought to rest when placed between the poles of the strong U magnet shape. Correct, no? Because whenever the magnet is placed, it will produces a concept of eddy currents. So because of that eddy current, that is going to be come to stop. It is quickly try to come to rest because of the eddy current. So assertion is true. A current induced in the rotating magnetic field is because of the torque which opposes the disk rotation. You know that eddy current will opposes the cause. So reason is correct and that is the explanation for the assertion. So both assertion and the reason are correct and the reason is the correct explanation for A. And reason is the correct explanation for A. So fourth option is the right answer. Look at this. In a radioactivity, number of nuclei of two radioactive substances 1 and 2 are as shown in the figure. This is the graph. In this graph, you can clearly tell that 2 is decreasing faster. 2 is decreasing faster than 1. 2 is decreasing faster than 1. So how to tell the options here? Initial number of nuclei. Initial number of nuclei is here, right? Usually N0 represents the initial number of nuclei. N0 represents what? Initial number of nuclei. For both the second curve and for the first curve, the initial number of nuclei will be the same. So P is going to match with A. P is going to match with A. Initial activity of Q statement. For 1 is more, right? Because it is not disintegrating fast. So initial activity of A is more. Half-life is going to be what? See, this time is disintegrating fast. So half-life is time taken to disintegrate off. So this is moving fast. So for second one, it is more. So half-life is more for C. Decay constant. Decay constant is more for 1, no? Because decay constant and half-life are inversely proportional. So decay constant 1 is more. So S is going to stands for B. So A, B, C, B. A, B, C, B. So the third graph is correct. This is one binding energy curve. Binding energy curve. You have to balance this A, B, C, D, E options. First equation you can check. P. P reaction is going like 2B is giving rise to C. What is the energy released? Energy released is energy in C. That is 8.7. 8.7. Corresponding mass number is 60. 8.7 into 60 minus for 2 times of B. For B, it is 8.1. 8.1 into 30. So Q is equal to what? Q is equal to what? Hello. So what is Q value? We can simplify this. It will become around 36 mega electron volt. So P is going to match with 4. P is going to be matched with 4. Look at the option 1, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5, 3, 4. Even 3 is also correct, no? Non-zero. So you can club this 3 and 4 for P. So for P, you can club 3 and 4. So option 1 is sold out. Option 3 is sold out. Now look at this. Either 3, 4 is correct. No. So don't search for option 1 and 3 now. Either option B is correct or option 4 is correct. But don't try for Q upper because Q is also 1. Here Q is also 1. Don't simplify for Q now. Reason, if you find Q, definitely it will come with 1. You try for the different one. See here, R value is coming with 1 and 5 and 3 and 5. You check for R. You check for R. What is R? E giving rise to C plus D. So what is energy released here? For C, it is 8.7 into 60. What about D? 8.4 into 120 minus E. E value is 8.05 into 180. So definitely this value is going to be how much? It is close to 90 mega electron volt. 90 mega electron volt. So that 90 is there with 5, but it can't be non-zero. It should be 0. So 1 is possible. Sorry, it is 0. No, 1 is not possible. So 3 is not be possible, non-zero and 5. So definitely option 4 is the right answer. Option 4 is the right answer. It should be non-zero. So it can't be 0. So 3, 5 is correct. So this option is wrong. Consider the below statements. In the electromagnetic waves, both electric and magnetic fields are present. Okay. Energy is higher in electric field than the magnetic field. Wrong, actually. Both electric and magnetic fields have the same energy. Yes. Option 2. Whatever the energy is there between the electric field and the magnetic field, it will be shared equally. Energy in the electric field and energy in the magnetic field are equal. So option B is the wrong answer. Yeah, one more statement you got for related to assertion and reasoning question. So in the Young's double slit experiment, fringe width for the dark fringes is same as that of the bright fringes. You know that fringes are equally spaced. Fringes are equally spaced. So first statement is true, assertion is true. In Young's double slit experiment, fringes are formed with a source of white light, then only dark and bright fringes are observed? No. If you put the white fringes, there will be a colored fringes is going to be formed. There will be a colored fringes is going to be formed. So it is not only bright and dark, it should be a colored fringe. So the reason is false. So assertion is correct, reason is not correct. So option 2 is the right answer. Option 2 is the right answer. Got it? Yeah. So this is the paper which we have completed over here. In the next class, we'll take up the synopsis of any one particular chapter or two chapters. I will do the revision of that this thing. I'll stop at this stage, Rosalie. We'll continue in the next class with the synopsis. Thank you. Bye bye.